probably the oldest person here wanting to see you, Ms Shirley.
That's my girl.
My baby can't even have no regular childhood, enjoy her childhood, because it's sick out there like y'all that ain't got going for yourself.
Picture this. A little girl too young to tie her own shoes is surrounded by grown adults laughing, filming, and cheering her on as she performs dances far beyond her age. Some of these adults even pay just to be near her. This isn't a horror story. This is real life, and it's happening in plain sight. This 4-year-old, her name isn't even Shirley, it's Lariah, but the internet knows her as Ms Shirley, as that is the stage name that her momager has given her. And speaking of her mom/manager, her name is Trisha Tucker, and she could have fooled me because she's giving Kris Jenner with the way that she has turned her daughter into a brand. She has found a way to sell and package her child's innocence, and she sells it so well that even celebrities like Jennifer Hudson have bought into it. Prior to making her TikTok page all about her daughter, Trisha used to post videos of her work as a hairdresser. Typically, when looking at other exploitative TikTok moms, they're almost always talentless and lazy, but that's not the case for Trisha. She's actually an amazing hairdresser, and the videos that she once upon a time would post on her page clearly displayed that. So you're probably wondering, why doesn't she post hair content anymore? Well, it all changed after she posted this video.
I taught my mama how to do boots on the ground.
Just like that. Over 600,000 views for the first time. That's often all it takes for some to sell their souls while volunteering their child's. Ever since this pivotal post, it has been TikTok after TikTok of her daughter doing hip-hopping line dances, just dancing for grown adults who are just sitting at the edge of their seats waiting for a literal toddler to upload her next dance routine. This is abnormal behavior, and quite frankly, it's deranged. Her mom hosts these meet and greets that require paid admission, and grown-ups are literally paying and lining up to hug, pick up, and take pictures with a toddler who's been trained to assume this old soul Southern persona. This is specifically designed for adult appeal. Like, can we just take a second to acknowledge how strange it is that this child is popping her hips for a mature audience before experiencing a visit from the tooth fairy? Now, there is a lot to unpack with this Ms Shirley situation, so let's start with a blast from the past, because if the name Ms Shirley sounds familiar to you, you're not going crazy. But quick lip gloss check, because crusty lips are not credible. Long before ring lights, Trisha Tucker, and TikTok was the original Ms Shirley. Back in the 1930s, Shirley Temple was an insanely popular child actress. She single-handedly saved the movie industry during the Great Depression by drawing millions back to the theaters with her screen presence and impactful performances, giving Hollywood the hope and money it needed to survive. She made millions, and her parents reaped most of the benefits, which is not a foreign concept in today's day and age, because there's a reason why the Coogan Law exists. This law was named after child actor Jackie Coogan, and it's a legislation designed to protect the earnings of child performers by requiring a portion of their income to be placed in a blocked trust account, often called a Coogan account. This ensures that a portion of their earnings is preserved for their use upon reaching adulthood, preventing mismanagement or exploitation by parents or guardians. And before even hitting the age of 12 years old, she starred in over 40 movies, and her job consisted of dancing for grown men and singing songs that weren't necessarily within her age bracket. There were just no boundaries. Her parents essentially made the executive decision to trade her childhood for a career. The even crazier part of her story is that once she grew to become a teenager, Holly Weird discarded her. And isn't it messed up to know that the drink that is still served to this day, called the Shirley Temple, was originally created to serve to her so that she wouldn't feel excluded whenever she was out dining with her parents and their adult acquaintances? Like, the commitment to rushing past her childhood is astounding. But this trip down memory lane is extremely important because of the direct parallel between Shirley Temple and Ms Shirley. If it isn't clear as day, this stage name that Lariah's mother has given her is a direct rebranding of Shirley Temple. As soon as she gave her this persona, what followed after was etched into her destiny. And it's so sad to acknowledge, because clearly this method has historically shown that it is successful, whether it's being applied during the black and white television era or the TikTok duet era. As long as there is a parent out there somewhere willing to sell their child to the masses, consumers will eat it up. But let's come back to today's day and age where, as I've already mentioned, Ms Shirley experiences things like having club appearance bookings. You would have thought she was a Jada Waiter or an India Love with all of the club bookings that she has attended. And she also has, you know, performances and meet and greets. And just a reminder, she is only 4 years old. Now, the problem with these bookings is that she's not mainly making appearances at kid birthday parties or kindergarten classes or Chuck E. Cheese. She is being booked by grown adults. She's then placed in these environments where her mother allows strange grown men to pick up her daughter, look her in the eyes, hug her, tell her that they love her and that they are huge fans of her. And if you don't believe me, this next clip that you're about to see is an exact example, because why would I make that up? So first things first, it's the in-video caption where he says, "I finally met my little miss boots on the ground. It was tears behind those glasses." This interaction happened at a nightclub in Birmingham, Alabama, and her mom is right there holding her phone up, recording. She looks all fanned out because she now has access to meeting this artist thanks to her daughter. And if you do not see the issue with this, you may need to be investigated. No mother should be okay with a stranger picking up their child and saying such things to and about their child. He literally said, "Thank you for bringing my baby to see me. It was such a surprise. She has such a beautiful spirit and that will carry her far. Uncle 803 loves you." That's not her uncle. Any moms or moms to be watching this video right now, please let me know if you agree in the comments. I do not have to be a mother to be able to acknowledge how strange that entire interaction was. The internet seems to be very divided when it comes to this whole Ms Shirley situation, because there's like a very large demographic of people who can clear as day see how this is clearly exploitation, but then you have a whole other side of the internet that thinks that people who look at it as exploitation are the weird ones, and that will forever baffle me. And like, this group of people are saying things like, "Oh, she's just dancing, she's just doing what she loves, she's just having fun." But let's be so for real for a second. When I see a video like this, you automatically lose the argument of she's not being exploited, she's not being sexualized. In this clip that you're about to see, there is a grown woman walking her through the steps for a viral TikTok dance to one of Glorilla's songs. Very inappropriate for a 4-year-old girl. We've seen enough. After seeing something like that, if you even try to fix your fingers and type on that keyboard and still try to tell me that that ish is not weird, you need to be looked into. Moving on. Throughout my research for this video, as I mentioned, I've comfortingly come across a large demographic of people who share the same stance and sentiment as me and have been calling out the obvious exploitation, and it slightly restored my faith in humanity. But it opened a whole new thought process, because this has actually led some viewers to report Ms Shirley's mother to Child Protective Services. And I'm so interested to hear what your stance is on that, because on one side of the coin, some people have felt this sense of duty to protect this young girl, but then the other side of the coin is the concern of the trauma that this may cause Lariah or Ms Shirley, as she had to experience being medically examined as a part of CPS's investigation. But before we expand on that, let's actually take a look at Trisha's response to the CPS visit.
I did not know it was this many miserable people in this world. Y'all literally sit at home all day. All day. Them the ones it is. You sit at home all day with nothing to do but sit and worry about what Tish Tucker and Ms Shirley got going on. It's sickening and it's sad enough fed up with it. For a miserable mother to call DHS on me about my child that's well taken care of. I'm a mother mama before anything. I'm one of the sweetest people you would ever meet.
Now, I don't doubt that that statement could be true. She might be one of the sweetest people you could ever meet, but that doesn't negate the fact that you are currently doing something that is not okay. Sweet people can still do things that aren't okay.
Y'all mother literally sat up there. I actually got a call from the police station today for me to come up to the police station because a miserable called DHS and told DHS and the police station all about the all time I got only It's a mother fan page. It's not no old. Y'all take this y'all see on social media and run with it.
Now, I will say that she's not wrong on this front. There was a rumor that has spread like a wildfire on the internet that Ms. Shirley has an OF page, and that's not exactly what it is. It's actually a Facebook page, and I think it was called Ms. Shirley's Universe, and in parentheses, it said fans only. In today's society, when you hear those two words, no matter the order, our brains are almost like wired to think of a specific platform. And so I think that's what happened here. Just the sound of those two words being associated in the same title or sentence mentioning Ms. Shirley, it just got misconstrued and has spread across the internet.
Make it make sense to me. When they called me in the room today and told me they had to do an investigation, and my baby had to literally sit outside in a mother chair by her mother self because some stupid called in a forensic investigation. They want to know, has somebody touched her? Why the my baby 4 years old got to go through some like that? My baby can't even have no regular childhood, enjoy her childhood because it's sick out there like y'all that ain't got going for yourself.
What we're not about to do is deflect blame. The fact that she just said her child can't experience a regular childhood because of people on the internet. Is it possible to have an allergy to accountability? Because I think a lot of people have that allergy, including her.
Pick my baby up and take a picture with him. Who was it? 803 for a young guy or somebody like that. Other than that, who else you just seen hold my damn baby? My baby always with me. Her grandma can vouch for that. My baby is always with her mama because she loves her mama.
Let's quickly dissect that last portion that she touched on. Her daughter loves her mom and that she always wants to be with her mom. I believe her when she says that, and I'll tell you why. She's 4 years old. I wouldn't expect for a 4-year-old to understand the undertones of what's happening to her. I wouldn't expect for her to even understand that the moves that she's doing are inappropriate. Like when I was a little girl and I would try to twerk to songs, my parents would cut it so fast. They'd be like, what are you doing? It's not the job of a 4-year-old to understand and realize what I'm constantly doing in front of all these adults is inappropriate. She doesn't know. Unless she is told and taught this, she's just gonna keep doing it. And you allow her to keep doing it because, well, it's clearly profitable. So of course her daughter loves her mom. And of course she loves spending time with her mom. She doesn't understand anything that's going on. Now, the CPS situation got even crazier than it already is because one of the individuals who claimed to have called CPS on Ms. Shirley's mother actually came forward in the most unapologetic way.
I see everybody asking $1 million question. Who called CPS on Ms. Shirley mama? Guilty. I didn't know her mama was going to get on live crashing out afterwards. And quite frankly, I don't give a damn. On my mama, I ain't never had this many people mad at me at one time in my life. I'm not even going to lie. I was already scared for the little girl while she was doing boots on the ground, goddammit. But then I saw that little Johnny Gill put on your red dress and your high heel videos. And nah, man, I picked up my phone immediately. It's one thing about us talking about this today, but I feel like somebody had to take action. I mean, it ain't really that bad either. If CPS find out it ain't no case, they gonna drop the case. But if they find that it is a case, then maybe I did do the right thing. One day, Ms. Shirley gonna find this video and she gonna thank me one day.
Now, I fully understand the intent behind reporting her mother to CPS, while simultaneously understanding the argument that I've been seeing online about his act being a case of parasocial parenting. And two truths can coexist. Yes, it is very unfortunate that Ms. Shirley had to undergo a forensic examination as a part of CPS's investigation, but in that same breath, it is just as unfortunate that her mom is accelerating past her childhood, putting her in these grown environments while making her cosplay as a grown woman. Let me know your thoughts on the CPS situation, because that is exactly when I started to see a divide in the demographic of people agreeing that Lariah is being exploited. The calls to CPS caused a major shift in discourse. And again, the lack of self-awareness and accountability is almost impressive. She just kept deflecting the blame solely onto the viewers. And during her rant, she stated that Lariah's been wearing boots and clapping her fans long before TikTok fame. And this is where I think the disconnect is, because her doing that in the living room as family fun is vastly different than her doing it for a club appearance. That is the key component here that turns all of this into exploitation, and that is the point that her mother struggles to grasp and understand. Now, the truth may hurt, but it needs to be said, because it was ever so clear to me after I saw Jennifer Hudson praising and platforming this exploitation on her national daytime television show along with Niecy Nash. Believe it or not, the blame is not entirely on Ms. Shirley's mom. Those who contribute to the engagement by watching a 4-year-old shake her hips like she's Shakira, then proceed with liking, sharing, and commenting things like, oh, she's so grown. Oh my God, she ate. When deep down, you hopefully know that something is off. I'm here to expose your hiding spot and tell you what you probably already know. You are a part of the problem, because we can sit here and validly blame her mom, blame TikTok, and blame the algorithm. But let me remind you what an algorithm is. In social media, an algorithm is a set of rules and instructions that determine which content is displayed to users and in what order. These algorithms analyze user data, interactions, and platform-specific signals to personalize each user's experience and curate content they are most likely to engage with. Essentially, algorithms decide what you see and don't see on social media. In simpler words, it's a mirror. It feeds us what we reward, what we comment on, and what we allow to trend. In the grand scheme of things, the simplest way to analyze Ms. Shirley's exploitative fame is to remember that she did not go viral because she's a child. She went viral because she acts like she's not. It is imperative to approach this nuanced topic with self-awareness and critical thinking. So the apparent irony of me saying all of this while I sit in front of this camera and make an entire video dedicated to Ms. Shirley is not lost upon me. But see, the thing is, I'm not here to cheer her on or to go viral or to judge a 4-year-old. This video's purpose is to bring awareness to that shared discomfort that we're all feeling about the situation. That feeling of uneasiness that made you adjust yourself throughout this video? Yeah, I feel it too. This is also not me sitting on some moral pedestal, because unfortunately, I had to do research for this video and thus contributed to Ms. Shirley's view count. But without talking about this from an analytical and critical position, the only options left are to watch silently or stay complicit. And silence is what keeps the cycle going. Awareness, however, is the only thing that slows it down. Call out patterns when you see them instead of encouraging them. I am certain that Shirley Temple would have appreciated a video like this had YouTube existed during her time. At the end of the day, children deserve childhoods. That is a birthright, not fan bases.